and Placement Department undertake a variety of initiatives so that our students keep the pace with the rapid changes in the world of technology. So, as a part of this activity, we are arranging alumni talk towards every weekend. So, today we have alumni talk on unlocking correct potential. The said talk will be delivered by our 2013 batch pass out from the computer engineering, that is Mr. Chirag Oswal, uh, who worked with the Amazon Web Service, that is AWS, as an solution architect at the New York and India. A little more about Chirag. So he is now doing as a solutions architecture at AR/VR specialist working with the public sector in India, and he works with the education in the universities and the edX customer to provide them the architectural guidance for building scalable architecture in the hybrid and AWS environments. So the software development intern at a Dell EMC done in the Boston at the 2015. Also, he works with us as a software engineering at Virgin's Restaurant, Virginia between 2016 to 2018. As is the education, he's completed B from the Vasantdada Patil only at 2013, and he done the MS in the information system in the Northeastern University Boston in 2016. He done the lots of certifications. So he done the AWS certifications as an associate developer, system of solution architectures, and the professional certificates, and lots of certifications he has done also for the Alexa builder. So the dear student, please understand the and note we conduct these activities for the benefits of you. So please attend and make sure you all the students attend. So thank you. And I'm welcoming the Mr. Chirag Oswal. So Chirag sir, please let's start with your talk.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone, and hope everyone can see me. And thank you again for welcoming me to this talk. Really grateful for PVBP for shaping my career at this stage. And each and every professor at PVP Professor Dev Mane, Asha Rawat ma'am, many other professors has played an instrumental role for me getting here at this position. So again, thank you so much for welcoming me over here. What I'm going to touch today is a bit about my background. How did I reach to this position of solutions architect? Myself, with getting less than 5 years of experience, how did I reach over here at this position? I'll give you some tips on how to become a solutions architect if you're interested. I'll also touch upon what is AWS exactly and what do I do. And I'm also going to go over, what are those things you need to be successful in a career, right? I'm not talking about technology-wise or learning-wise, but what are those extra things you need to be successful in your career, right? So starting with a bit about my background, what do I do is I'm a solutions architect at AWS. I help the university customers and the education technology companies. So when I say edtech companies, I meant Byju's, White Hat Junior, Unacademy, Topper, Upgrad. You might have heard all these companies, right? And I work with various universities like Mumbai University, Pune University. You talk about NMIMS and different all those universities. I work with them and I help them create, solutions on the cloud. Okay, it can be any kind of solutions. It can be simple websites. It can be mobile apps. It can be web apps. It can be as complex as artificial intelligence and machine learning. And it can be DevOps, mobile development, and whatnot. So I help those customers across India in public sector India. So I just work in this domain, in education domain. That is my background. That's what I work. So, and what is AWS exactly, right? Someone who doesn't know about AWS is a place where you can go and build your applications within minutes. Obviously, you need to know those right set of things. But when I say within minutes, how is that possible? So today, without even procuring any kind of hardware, you can go on the cloud, start with any hardware, any system, and start building your applications. That is within minutes. So to give you a small example, right? Suppose if you want to buy a laptop, right? You would actually go and ask your parents, or you would go and ask your elders that, hey, can I get a laptop? And you go in a process of understanding of what is the hardware, what is the system requirement, and things like that, and what is the price. And you actually take a laptop which can be lasted for like 5 to 10 years, right? So you are kind of procuring a system. That is how the traditional system work, or the traditional industry worked. That if you want to procure hardware systems, it has to go to a long process. Cloud kind of changed entire dynamics. Over the cloud, you can go and procure any kind of hardware within minutes. You can stop that hardware within minutes, and you will be paying for only what you use. It is as good as you turn on the electricity buttons, or you switch on the lights and switch off the light. You only pay for what you use. That is what the cloud is, right? So that is what AWS is, or that can be what Microsoft Azure would be, and that is what Google Cloud would be, right? So this is what an entire cloud is defined as. Okay, these are the resources you pay only as you go, and you can access it anywhere from the world, right? How this is beneficial and how this is shaping right now. So today, all of the customers are going online, right? Due to the pandemic, right? Everyone wants to do cloud labs over the internet. Everyone wants to do an admission portal over the internet. And that is how my role come into the picture, where I go and help this kind of customers on building a completely scalable architecture, where you don't see any kind of downtime, where you see all that scalability. It doesn't matter how many people come, it will automatically scale. I don't have to worry about those things. So AWS or Google Cloud or Microsoft Azure, you take whatever you want. It is very, very crucial to understand in today's world, because it is one of the fastest growing industry. So even if you're like a third year student or a fourth year student, I would actually encourage you to go and learn about AWS or Google Cloud or Azure, right? And start doing your projects on that, because that would help you in a long run if you're interested in AWS or a cloud technology. And learning about cloud technology would be very, very important for your career to go ahead. And I'll give you my example. How did I transition from a software engineer to the cloud, right? My background comes from PVP COE. I was an engineering student, a computer engineering student. Started in 2008. But I passed out in 2013. Now you might be thinking, how did I take 5 years? I got a drop in second year of engineering. So it actually changed my career when I got a drop. And then I went on to do my master's in information system in Northeastern University, Boston. And actually I studied software engineering over there. I never studied about cloud. Okay, I did my software engineering. I did a couple of years of software engineering job in US. And while doing that job, I realized that, I am not happy in this job, and I don't want to do a software engineering job. And that is where I started doing a transition in my career, and I started learning about cloud. And I learned everything through online, right? You don't need someone to teach you about the cloud. You can go online, and there are tons of resources over there. So I started learning about the cloud online, and I started giving interviews in different companies. While giving the interviews, I reached out to Amazon Web Services, and then I got into their company as a solutions architect. So that is how a kind of transition. Again, it was all self-taught. Nobody was there to teach me. Obviously, there are tons of resources, online courses at Udemy, Coursera, many other online tutorials, or the websites where I learned about all these technologies. So this is how I kind of transition. Also, if you have any questions, do feel free to interrupt me, right? I do not have kind of any PPT. This is kind of an open talk, just to share my experience, just to tell you, what current industry needs are and how can I help you. If you have any questions on your career or how do you want to transition, do let me know, and feel free to interrupt me. So this is how I transitioned from software engineer to a solutions architect. And if you would ask me what were the reasons, I think I wanted to be in a space where I can help customer directly. Software engineer is a space where you actually go and work with your team in a kind of a a team environment and a team building environment, and you start writing codes and stuff like that. For me, it was critical that I go and meet the customers face to face, and I help my customers. And that is the reason I kind of transitioned, because you get to learn a lot when you start facing the customers, right? So learning about the cloud is just not about solutions architect. You can become a cloud developer, you can become a cloud DevOps engineer, you can become a cloud systems engineer, right? But learning cloud technologies is very, very important for you. And this has actually, helped me a lot, because if you look at any kind of cloud profile, you would require at least say 5 to 6 years of experience. But how can, as a fresher, you can transition into cloud is by learning this through technologies, through online communities, through online sources, and doing some projects, which is very, very important. You can do freelance projects, you can do your third year or a fourth year project, you can find some internships, maybe through Internshala, or maybe some career builder or monster, or different websites which would help you in actually taking this career ahead. So it doesn't matter if, even if you don't want to learn cloud, but if you want to learn something else, make sure you are actually developing yourself in that direction. Like you take part in hackathons, right? Learn those skills, try to implement some projects in those areas, try to do an internship. It can be a free internship, it can be an unpaid internship. That is always fine, right? So try to learn in those areas and try to grow in that areas, right? So I got a question over here, I think. It's by Digvijay Futane. It says how to get into cloud, like where to start. uh, yeah, it's a really good question. So first of all, to get into the cloud, you need to know your cloud, you need to know some basics. I'm pretty sure if you're from IT, or websites like A Cloud Guru, then there are websites like Linux Academy, Cloud Academy. Okay, these are three popular websites where you can start learning about cloud. The first course, I would say you should start with learning about Associate Solutions Architect. Once you start learning about that thing, you get yourself immersed in the cloud technology, you learn each and everything one by one, right? And that is how you start. Once you complete that entire course, make sure you give a certification, and then look out for some kind of freelancing jobs, right? Or some kind of unpaid internships, or maybe create some kind of a similar system, maybe for PVP COE. Like how can you build a small website or a small admission portal for PVP COE, for any kind of engineering students, right? Or you can build your project, a third year or fourth year project. So that is how you take step by step and build your CV into that cloud direction, right? Once you do that, then you start applying to the companies. You won't believe, right now the people with cloud technology skills are being paid the highest than any other skills, right? uh, if you are great in coding, that's awesome, but getting into this cloud technology and getting these cloud skills has become really crucial. So that is how you would start, and you would go into the cloud technologies. If you have any questions, do send me your chat messages. I would happy to help, or happy to answer, right? So this is how you would actually go into the cloud, right? And I would tell you today, out of 10 companies in Mumbai, at least 9 companies are using cloud. At least 9, right? You talk about any companies in any sector. You talk about banking sector, you talk about HDFC, Axis Bank, they are using cloud. You talk about any education technology companies like Learning Mate or Topper, Upgrad, Byju's, Unacademy, Simply Learn, they are using cloud technologies. You talk about any university customers today, they are using cloud. So you see, right, you have a great career potential, correct? uh, to start your career with the cloud. Okay, so which were the website you said about the cloud? You know what I'm going to do is just write it down over here quickly, okay, uh, on the chat window, so that everyone can get what I'm trying to say. So these are the different websites where you can go and start learning about the cloud. Obviously, if you need any kind of help, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I would be really, really happy to help you out in any kind of things, right, in learning about this cloud technologies. One more thing to remember, whether it is cloud, or if you want to become a software engineer or DevOps engineer, or a sysops engineer, or a project management, if you are trying to transition into a career, to network, right? Networking is very important. Applying jobs through online is the one thing, but building your profile uh, on LinkedIn, right, and reaching out to people is also very important. Reach out to people. Do not ask for jobs, right? Do not ask for jobs. Just ask them how are they doing. What are they doing at their companies, and what are those essential skills if you want to be a part of that company. Ask those things, and then ask them if they can be a mentor to you. So finding a mentor is really, really important. Okay. And once you find a mentor, they can guide you in a specific technology. So in whatever areas you're interested, find a mentor, and then transition into a company, which will be very, very important for you, because you can get the right guidance on how to move in a right direction, right? So networking is absolutely important. I'll give you Saida, just give me a minute. I'll get back to your question. I'll give you my example, right? When so I said I got a drop, right? In my first year and second year of engineering, I got like 48 and 52 percentage. Okay, at PVP COE. I was not studying well at all. I got a drop in second year of engineering. Then came third year of engineering. I thought, okay, I need to study a lot. I got like 62, 63. In fourth of year engineering, I got like 67, 68. I kind of transitioned, but still my aggregate was less than 60%. So most of the companies never allowed me to sit in this campus placement interviews, right? So that was a kind of a big challenge for me. What did I do? I kind of found a mentor for myself. Okay, I found a mentor for myself, and I started asking them questions. Say, what should I do to get into this industry? Where am I lacking? What are my skills? What are my strengths? Okay, and I started learning those. Once I started learning those, I thought, okay, I have more gist in actually learning more things about the cloud technologies, or maybe software engineering. And then I made a decision of moving to US and going for further studies. Once I reached there, I got to know the struggle is a lot more, because for internship, I made more than 600 applications online into the companies, and I never got into any of the internship through online application. But again, I found a mentor through LinkedIn, okay, by networking with people, by just sending emails and LinkedIn messages, and they guided me, and I landed into a Dell EMC company for the internship without applying for a job, right? I didn't even apply for a job at Dell EMC, and I got an internship. So that is how networking comes into the picture. So I would actually encourage you guys to go out there, talk to people, network as much as possible. Go into events, the tech events like hackathons or webinars and workshops and whatnot, right? Talk to people and get yourself a mentor, and then move into this kind of space, into the corporate space, right? Before I go forward, Sairaj Pujari says, is there any place for a student studying from EXTC background in the cloud? Yes, Sairaj, there is a place, and there is a place for everyone. Right now, the way industry has shaped out is not through degree colleges, right? Right now, if you talk about Amazon Web Services, Microsoft, Google, these three big companies are looking out people with skills and not people with degrees. So it doesn't matter if you are from EXTC background. If you have the right skills, you would be there, right? That is number one. I have seen, or I have people in my team who are from commerce backgrounds. A guy, he's a CA, and he's become a cloud solutions architect, and he's working with Amazon Web Services. So you imagine, right? We are looking for people with skills and not people with degrees, or not people with the highest marks, or the toppers from the engineering departments. No, if you have right skills, you can land a job anytime, right? So obviously there is a place for anyone and everyone. Uh, Digvijay has one more question. It says, which field is better, like cloud developer, solutions architect, cloud practitioner? Uh, it also depends on what interests you. If you want to become a cloud developer, you would be actually doing, the coding and building products, cloud products, right, for a company, right? That what you might be doing as a cloud developer. But as a solutions architect, like me, you would be all the time facing the customers, traveling, from cities to cities and talking to those customers, and making sure, you're building the right architecture for those customers and the right solutions for the customers. Right? Cloud practitioner is one of the exams at AWS, so it is not kind of a field. But yeah, it also depends what interests you. Uh, and if you think you don't know what interests you, I would say start exploring things. Start exploring different fields. It's okay. It's okay to fail. Do not think about, okay, I'm losing my time. I'm 22. I'm 23. I'm 24. I'm losing my time. No, you have ample amount of time, and you can start thinking about the solutions. I started my first job at the age of 26, my first internship or my first full-time job, right? So think about me. I've lost so much amount of time, but it's always fine. Everything comes, at one fine end, and you'll get a one fine road, right? So it's fine. Go out and explore. Today, if you think cloud developer interests you, go out, learn about cloud developer, do some internships, do some hackathons, workshops, projects. Uh, Look for a full-time job and see how the career transitions for you, right? And you'll get your path. I'm pretty sure, right? So this was all about the cloud, right? And why cloud is important and how cloud can help you in shaping the future, right? Um, and I also talked about why networking is really important, right? But as a student, right, you would ask me that, what is that right career path? Okay, I want to take this one career path and don't want to switch from here and there. uh, it usually does not happen, right? People do switch basis on their interest, right? And it is always good to switch because you'll get to know more about different technologies, different things, different departments. So it is always good to switch from one field to another, or maybe from, say, cloud developer to solutions architect to software engineer, so that you get an all-round development knowledge, right? So feel free to take those risks and feel free to learn new things, right? Obviously, certifications takes a lot of important place in your career as well. Today I learn a lot. Every Saturday and Sundays, I spend like 3 to 4 hours to learn something new. So even learning should be a part of yourself for the next, say, 5 to 7 years or 10 years, because that will help you determine your career growth, right? So that is again very important. What I'm going to do is just take a 2 minutes break over here, and see if you have any kind of questions for me, um, because I don't want to just go on and just wait for you guys as well. So any kind of questions, like, regarding your career path, or you are the fourth year engineering student and you are kind of looking for jobs, and you're facing some difficulties, or whatever it is, any kind of questions, or on the cloud. Okay. Saurabh Joshi has a question. How much a data analyst know in terms of cloud? So right now, so what does a data analyst do? Basically, they kind of crunch the data or the numbers in that data and make out a meaningful analyst in terms of business terms, right? Suppose you have a lot of customer data and you want to know if this customer is going to be retained or not, maybe a telecom company, or maybe some kind of a travel company, right? And you want to know how this customer's behavior patterns are, right? To become a data analyst, you would require basic tools, right? Like Python, SQL, R, and different things, right? But the more advanced tool today are on cloud, right? If you know cloud technologies, there are tools for data analysts as well, right? Which you can leverage to faster process your data and to gain better insights. So you see, right? Cloud is actually touching each and every professional career, be as a data analyst, be as a software engineer, be as a DevOps or systems engineer, right? So again, it is very very important, again, if you want to become a data analyst and learn about the cloud. So you can become a data analyst without learning the cloud. That is fine, that is always fine, but this will give you an added advantage. And also in terms of a career and salary, there is a big growth even once you start learning about the cloud. I think the initial salary range for an associate solutions architect in India is around, I think, 10 to 12 lakhs, and which is really really good, believe me. So that is what you can get once you start learning about the cloud. Okay. Any other questions, guys? If you have any other questions apart from this, uh, cloud or okay. Time for to give you a second example of LinkedIn networking. So once I found my internship, right, through LinkedIn, and I completed my internship and I completed my graduation, like a post graduation in MS back in US. It was a time to find a full-time job, right? Again, for the full-time job, I started applying to 500 to 700 different companies online. But again, I found my first full-time job. I found my solutions architect job back in US, again through LinkedIn. I reached out to people over the LinkedIn. I asked them, what are those skills needed to get into these companies? What are those preparations needed? Can you mentor me? Can you guide me? Can you help me? This is how I learned about the networking. I started going into the events. I started, going into the tech talks. I started going into the communities. I started, going into the hackathons. I met people, and you won't believe when you go into such kind of events, you'll actually meet the managers of those companies, maybe the CTOs of the companies, maybe the hiring managers, the HRs. And once you start interacting with them, they remember you, right? And once they remember you, and once you go for that kind of interviews, they will know what kind of person you are, and they won't hesitate to give you a job. So my first full-time job, my software engineer job, or you talk about my solutions architect job, those jobs have got through LinkedIn only, right? So it is very very important to actually network with people. It's crucial. I still remember, this kind of alumnus talk. I was there when I was there in PVP COE. The other TPOs or the training and placement officer used to held this kind of talks. I never kind of paid attention to this kind of talks, right? And I think I regret right now, because if I would have paid, my career transition would have started at an early stage. Okay. So once you get an opportunity with this kind of alumnus, talk to them. It's okay if you don't want to talk right now. Connect with them on the LinkedIn, ask them questions offline. I think PAPCO is doing a great job in actually conducting this kind of online talks, so that you get a different perspective. I have a different perspective. Maybe next Saturday or Sunday, some other people would have a different perspective, or different alumnus, right? So it is really, really important to have this kind of different perspective. So yeah, you have any question right now? I'll just wait for 2 more minutes. Okay. What are all things that are required to become a solutions architect? Okay. First, you need to know uh, basics of programming, right? Very, very basics. Like, just take one language, either Python or Java or JavaScript, any of the language, right? You don't need to know all of the language, and you should know at the basic level, right? You should know how to write a simple scripts or how to write simple functions, right? That is number one. Number two, your networking background and your computer engineering background should be very, very strong. Like when I say networking, you might have learned about the OSI layer model, right? The 7 layers. You might have learned about that. You need to know what a router switch is, how the IP addresses work, uh, how a DNS works, right? Very, very basics. What are subnets and how do a subnetting masking, right? Uh, what are IP CIDR ranges, classless interdomain routing ranges? What are the CIDR ranges, right? Class A, Class B, Class C. So these are all basics. Networking is very important. So once you learn all these things, then you start with the Associate Solutions Architect course with the list of the websites which I have given. You pick any of these websites, you take one course, and you start learning them. So once you start learning them, you don't only read, but you should do a hands-on. So AWS, Azure, Google, they would actually give you uh, a 1 year free trial, right, to learn about cloud. So create your account, okay, and whatever you learn on these websites, go on to your account and start doing practicals. Start getting your hands onto those things or those services and start learning about new things. Once you complete that, give a certification, okay, complete that certification and then start implementing projects. Say you can build your third year, fourth year project, okay, you can do an internship, freelancing, whatever you want. Start doing all those projects and then go out there, build your CV or a resume and start looking out for jobs. Reach out to me if you're looking for a job at Amazon. I would be very, very happy to refer you out over there. Okay. If you have people in different companies, reach out to them. Okay. Uh, and I'm sure these are the right things to do if you want to become a solutions architect. Again, you do not need a 5, 6, 7 years of experience. If you have the right skills, believe me, you will land a solutions architect job, right? So these are the things. I think this question was asked by Sairaj Pujari, right?
Yes, sir. So, at last, so thank you, sir, for your talk. And now let me invite Dr. Pradeep Mane, sir, to propose the vote of thanks.
Okay, well, before I go for the vote of thanks, so there is a link for the feedback in the chat box. So all of you, please give the feedback. So we will arrange the such talks in future. So your feedback is most important for us. So all the participants, please fill the feedback form. So the feedback form link is posted in the chat box. Okay. Dear Chirag and all the student attendees and the staff, those who are present, and our TPO, Professor Swapnil Desai, sir. So I would like to take this opportunity to say thanks to Chirag, our pass out student from the 2013 batch from the computer department. So the webinar was really very good and the interactive. You have given the answers for the questions that are asked from the attendees, and I'm sure you all the students have benefited from the same. So please note we have arranged such webinars for the benefits of the students community. So please attend these and improve your engineering and technology questions. Once again, I thank you to all of you and see you in the next weekend. Thank you, Chirag.
Thank you, everyone.
Hello, Pradeep sir. Just a minute.
Hi, yes, sir.
I
Okay.
want to say a few words. Hello, Chirag.
Yes, sir,
This is
please.
Swapnil Desai, Training and Placement Officer.
Hello,
First
sir.
of all, yeah, welcome to once again to PVP COE. And thank you so much for the valuable and wonderful informative talk delivered to the student. I hope we will connect in every weekend to deliver this valuable talk to the student. And we connect for the placement perspective also. So if anyone is required comment in Amazon, please connect with us. I will share you the detail of the training and placement office, and please deliver. If students, what is the process in the Amazon? Is there any fresher recruitment available in the Amazon, or Amazon recruit only the experienced candidate?
Okay, sir. Hello, sir. Yeah, sir. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me over here. Really happy to help our student, right, PVPCOE students. It is an online process. Obviously, I'm here. I can refer you, right, for the training and placement thing. I'll have to get back to my HR and get all the details, the right details on how to actually get the campus placements. But Amazon do hire freshers, right? It hires freshers on all the levels and all the departments, be it a be it a software engineer, a systems engineer, DevOps, solutions architect as well. This we have hired solutions architect as an intern as well, right? At that internship level, we have hired solutions architects. So we hire at all levels. We are also helping universities in actually building a cloud curriculum, right? And universities have started adopting and created a cloud curriculum in their engineering courses as well. So if you're interested in that, that is a great tool. Another is something called as AWS Academy. I don't know if you have heard about it, but it also gives students to learn AWS at free of cost.
If add-on training need to add in our curriculum.
Sorry?
If any training or any technical skill I need to add in our curriculum, then please let me know. We will add it in our curriculum and we'll conduct it on weekends only. So if there is any opportunity giving to our students through the Amazon, so please let me know. Then we'll plan accordingly.
Definitely, sir. Just one thing, right? You can start enrolling for AWS Academy. We have different, certification skills going through that, and we have a job code over there. Okay. Once you get the skills and certifications, you can apply for those jobs, which are directly related to Amazon company or the companies which uses AWS, right? So again, it is a great platform which I think PVPCOE can leverage, right? And apart from that, if you need any kind of help, right, if you want to mentor students at PVPCOE for cloud and things, I can come down to Sion. I don't mind because I stay in Mulund, right? And I can help in any way I can, right? For PVPCOE. So yeah, always there for PVPCOE, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Over to you, Pradeep sir.
Okay. Thank you, Chirag, for an interactive section. So we will connect you for the future perspective also. Thank you, Chirag.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Yes. Thank you.